Hi, Uptown Yoga community. I'm Jen Chitwood. Lower back issues tend to be a pretty big problem for a lot of us. And a lot of times during our yoga practice, we can tend to exasperate that during our forward folds by not getting into them properly. So a wall and the floor are really great props to use to help us to get into them safely and help to relax those areas. So you can do this at nighttime. That's really good before you go to bed, as it's a very relaxing, restorative practice. But you can do it, of course, anytime throughout the day. So we're going to get started against the wall. And so you want to come about a shin's length distance from the wall to start. So you'll just kind of scoot the bottom forward and then take the soles of the feet to the wall as we move into a frog position against the wall. So in this variation, we have no pressure on the knees, and then the lower back gets this space just to create length, and that's all we're working on right here. Inner thighs start to relax, and then you can feel the pressure in the lower back kind of dissipating as we sink down into the mat. So you can take your hands to your inner thighs if you want a little bit of more pressure. And then let the shoulders relax back. Close the eyes down and breathe deep down into your lower belly. And then long breath out. And as we take deeper breaths, we're already starting to stimulate our rest and digest system, our parasympathetic nervous system, that helps to relax the body and prepare ourselves for rest and sleep. And the calmer, smoother breath helps to encourage the muscles to relax and let go as well. And if you don't like the hands on the inner thighs, you can try just letting the palms face upward. And much like when we do in Shavasana, just relaxing the arms completely, and the upper back down into the mat. And we'll take one more full breath here. Letting the thigh bones just rest away from each other with the exhale. And then we'll go into figure 4 on the wall. So you'll move your right foot to the wall, cross your left ankle over. Ankle bone's going to go off of the knee, and then the left knee is pressing just gently forward to the wall. Now you might have to readjust either closer or further away from the wall, depending on the flexibility of the back of your leg. So this helps to get into our glute muscles and then all the way through the outside of the left leg, which all of those muscles can, when they're bunched up and tightened, we can feel it in our lower spine as well. So when you get to place, it doesn't have to be a super big sensation. You can go to where you just feel a little bit and then let your body relax and release. And soften through the jaw and through the shoulders. Notice if you're kind of sitting onto one side of your pelvis or the other. Try to level that out as your lower back levels into the mat. Just one more breath. And then we'll switch to the other side. Cross the other foot across. And then here, if you need a little gentle encouragement with your hand to your thigh bone, you can. You can rest the right hand to the thigh bone, and it's externally rotating the bones. So here I would not only feel like a little bit of pressure forward, but also outward with the hand. And that will get the bone to pivot within the hip socket to get it into place. And then notice if you're trying to kind of sassing the left hip out, draw it back in, and that will level out your lower back and pelvis. And again, just close the eyes down and breathe. And let the body unwind. And then we're going to extend the legs. So we're going legs up the wall pose. Now, if you have a little bit tighter hamstrings, your bottom is going to be a little bit further away from the wall. But this is great to help to build that flexibility in the hamstrings without putting pressure on the lower back. Most of the time we tend to, when we're doing forward folds on our mat seated, we tend to round the back, which can put a lot of pressure on the lower vertebra. So you can stay right here if you already feel a lot into the hamstrings, or just try to scooch the bottom forward a little bit. And just like a little inchworm, getting the bottom closer towards the wall. And then eventually you'll be able to flex the feet as if you're kind of holding a bowling ball on top of the feet or two blocks. This is a really great pose if you tend to stand on your feet all day, or even if you're in a chair with the backs of your knees kind of congested and bent. This will help to pull any swelling away from the feet and the ankles and the joints. And then it helps to just kind of rejuvenate tired legs and feet as well. It also sends the blood flow more towards our vital organs. Which helps to rejuvenate our body, start to calm down the nervous system. And when you first start practicing this pose, I remember that I used to get kind of pins and needles feeling in my feet and my ankles. And that's kind of part of the process as we get used to this. So try to stay just as long as you can where it doesn't cause you anxiety. If it feels too uncomfortable, you can bring the legs down. But I try to stay here for at least 3 to 5 minutes. And then after that, I'd bring the feet down into Baddha Konasana, so the soles of the feet together, the heels coming closer down in, and then the knees pressing forward towards the wall. And you don't have to press a lot. Again, this is more restorative. Just placing yourself into this shape will allow the body to relax and unwind. And here, after having the legs up, bringing the feet down, you'll feel the blood flow coming back into the ankles and into the feet. And let the shoulders relax. And taking deep breaths. And you're welcome to stay right here as long as you like. Hope you've enjoyed this practice. I'll see you next time. Namaste.